Hello everyone and good evening guys, welcome to our update preview on Le Mans Ultimate. Guys, we're about to get going, we're about to find out on the Mustang, we're about to find out on the Porsche, we're about to find out on track layouts, new tire model updates, and most importantly, we're about finding out on the HUD updates. And well, let's just get going with the endurance pit road. And honestly, I can't really decide whether I want to hear the roar or the screaming flat six engine of the Porsche. But I think, because you guys are so interested in the American muscle car, I think it is nicest way actually to take it out on one on the tracks from America, because you know American muscle cars should be taken out on American racetracks. And we're picking the circuit of the Americas for it because it also got a short, a short connection between the back straight and the front straight. However, this is obviously not the only thing that we're going to do tonight, so don't worry. We're gonna skip through all the updates, quickly have a look how everything is working, how everything is looking, but most importantly, we're gonna spend a little bit of time with the GT3s. And with the GT3 Tyre update. That is the most important bit for the moment. And additionally, I'm going to run against the AI in the first place, because that way I can show you the updates on the HUD system the very best. So as we're loading into the session, I have to do two shoutouts. First of all, thank you, Le Mans Ultimate, for allowing a little bit of a preview live stream, for allowing content prior to the update in the first place. That is a huge honor for me, just as usual. And the second shout out, and that is a bit of an unexpected one. Well, here's the story. So, as you guys know, we've done 12 hours of Bathurst on Saturday. However, yesterday I conducted a coaching, and you know, it was doing the usual things, and then the guy was like, yeah, you know what, go out real quick on the track and show me the line once again. So I went out onto the track, and suddenly I found myself into a slideshow, and I was like, R-Factor 2, one car, one track, that's not right. What had happened is my CPU is massively overheated, so the water cooling has died yesterday, and a big massive shout out to Kiebel.de, my PC manufacturer, my PC service crew. They've fixed the machine today. I've got it there 9 AM, picked it up 5 PM, recabled it, downloaded Le Mans Ultimate Update, and here we go. So a huge shout out to those guys. They have initially enabled this stream tonight, and I cannot say how fucking happy I am about their service. So that is the other most important shout out. And then I think it's time to just get going. Here we go with the Ford in the first place. Usual stream layout, obviously, in the first place. We're gonna talk about the HUD later. And then let's see. Yeah, absolutely. I was extremely lucky that the CPU, well, the CPU clocked down a lot. So the CPU was like, okay, I'm overheating, I shouldn't be overheating, so it was clocking down the performance a lot. However, on PC reboot, I had 88 degrees centigrade at a core speed of 1.3 gigahertz, so like the absolute minimum, almost no, like 0.6 volts of suspense or voltage. I think it's called voltage. Anyway, they fixed the issue, they got me a new cooler in, and here we go. Ah, do you hear that sound? Yep, exactly, a dead pump, that's exactly what it was. And now we have the ability to drive this American muscle car around the track without any sort of hesitation by the CPU. I had that little, you can see in the top right where it says lap and best. Let me first take that, what the chicken. Can't wait for the track limits. The Ferrari's going racy. between lap and last, you see a small performance indicator. The green one is the GPU, which is literally maxed out due to the way I've set up the graphic settings and everything, but don't worry, I'll get a stable picture. The second one, the purple one, is the CPU usage. And you see that the CPU is currently just like, it's not even working, which is amazing because the stream is also rendered over the CPU. However, on Sunday, that purple bar was maxed out, so I couldn't handle anything with that CPU. Anyway, the guys fixed it. Massive shout out to Kiebel.de for fixing my water-cooled system. And here we go again. They've enabled us to enjoy a little bit of pre-update preview. And what shall I say? I guess just listen to the roar. Beautiful Mustang sound, isn't it? Let's have a check from the outside. Yeah, powerful American muscle car, isn't it? A totally working dashboard, which is great to see that the guys are keep developing on those dashboards, showing us oh, what? Those sends. Yeah, so the guys not only bringing the real life dashboard in, also it's completely real. It shows everything that you need. Obviously, just like in the other cars, if I'm about to change the TC, I can straight away see on the dash everything is working to the top notch and everything is working as intended. The numbers that are shown are real. VE remain 96%. We're gonna talk about the couple of HUD updates later on when we are in Le Mans going over the long Mulsanne straight. So don't you worry, I'm gonna take you there. And when going over the straight, I have a long time talking about HUDs and stuff. What has changed, what is being the new thing. Anyway, we're going back to the business with our standard view. Just a couple of laps here. Gotta say, this shortcut on the circuit is something that I've never done before. I know that it exists, obviously, but thank you that BMW has pulled us around. What I think is it is a very great addition to the tracks that we already have. It gives indeed some variety and some more opportunities to do races. Whether you enjoy that or not is a total different story. But speaking about Bahrain, let's say, where you have the outer loop, which is like basically just straights and a couple of quick corners, so that will have a fundamental different setup requirement compared to the actual Bahrain racetrack, right? Speed number is offset. You mean it's not centered? Yeah, that might be an issue. Remember that this might still be a build that is not 100% finished, so whatever has been polished today, let's say, will be out for tomorrow, but not yet in this partners update build. So how does this car feel? It is certainly lazy. It drives very neutral though. I can't really say whether that is down to the new tire model or just the way this car is handling. We're gonna find out about the tire model a little later on. You guys may remember when we went around into Lagos with the Corvettes. Gamer muscle, listen carefully. Slip sliding the car around. Ow. Hey. We need to get back on the drawing board with the oh yeah, damage. It's fine for a first insight. I think we've seen enough with the Ford. We may come back at it later on, racing it. We're just going to park the car. Where was my point? Yeah, I'm not sure whether it is due to the tire update or due to the natural balance of the car. In Interlagos with the Corvette, we were sliding and rearwards drifting the cars a lot. And the question is, does that still work? And in order to find that out, we're going to take out the Corvette on our old setup around Interlagos and give it a go. Because that is the only way to see, right? We had a super badass oversteery setup. And well, we're gonna see if that is still super oversteery or if that is now a bit more neutral. Because remember, Mr. Houdini said setups can now be made more aggressive. However, something that we can show already in terms of the updates, and personally I think I have pretty significant damage already. I think the HUD doesn't think so, because HUD is saying front bumper yellow, rear suspension yellow, which is like minor damage, so not necessarily fixable, or not necessarily fixing required. And I have to say, the car is pretty lively, like you feel its heaviness. Jesus. I think for multi-class this short this shortcut is a bit like, where do you really want to overtake there? You can't overtake through the S's, you can't overtake through the shortcut. The sprint back into this third sector is so short that you can't really use it either. Yes, obviously we're also gonna see a lap time comparison with the GT3s at Interlagos. Something that is really nicely done is, like, look how huge we're sitting up in the cockpit. Okay, pit entry is blocked. Here we go. Oh, small bonk. Brain, what did I wanted to say? Yeah, the lap time comparison. Are we gonna see on the Interlagos test with the Corvette as well, whether the new tires have been a pace increaser or a pace decreaser. Ooh. That forward on the brakes where I would have not expected it. Can we do a send there? Ooh. We were looking at it, but not really a chance. Get a white line, carry a bit more speed. Yeah, but like, you have no chance really to outbrake someone into this turn 13, right? Can I run rearwards brake balance? And you know what? I just quickly get a new car because I don't want to drive around in a broken Ford. Yes, I can put it rearwards. Down until 43.0. Remember the load sensitivity, and that is truly a part as in why on the cold tires right now the rear end is so aggressive despite the traction control. And the load sensitivity simply causing it to like kind of give way straight away when it's cold, because obviously a tire that is not warmed up doesn't grip in the first place, and then when you're sensitive to load and you're trying to put load on it, it just keeps slipping, right? Can I run a very rearwards braking even? Let's go maximum rearwardness. ABS is being put to... I don't have any output on the steering wheel here. ABS is on 11, so pretty high up. Because it's high, probably I can't not slide it, but let's put it a bit lower. Let's put it on 8. I would still say that the front is kinda looking first. It certainly feels that you have to put in the right cornering speed in order for the car to, well, not grip, but in order for the car to be quick. If you're just going full send, full yeet into every turn, I don't think that's gonna seal the deal, especially here in the low speed turns now. That is the brake bias. And straight away the spin. That is a huge improvement compared to the Tyre before, I would say. Right, return to the garage. First of all, I would like to have a shout out to Mehmet Sinochak for subscribing YouTube channel. And then for Jorger MTB for the subscription on the Twitch system with the Prime sub. And of course, Naughty Tolger for the follow. Right. Actually, I'm more curious about the Tyre. So before we jump into the Porsche around Le Mans, I should get on the Interlagos race circuit with the Corvette, with the car that I have a setup for. Maybe for testing purposes, quickly disabling the AI, and then we're gonna have a look. The Porsche we're gonna take out in Le Mans, so not yet. It's the Aston Martin Vantage AM LMGT3, I think, Nicholas. Right, so we remember about the setup. Where is the car? Must have been this one, right? Let's straight give it a go. Yeah, Strabert, I've raced the McLaren with a brake bias of 51.5 and that was totally fine. Anything further back and I would have just simply spun around all the time. So we're certainly going to see how the Tyre is behaving on a setup that used to be pretty oversteery. You still see on the rear it's biting straight away, but of course, since we have the cold tires, what I just told you about the load, see the uphill turn. Are pretty stable there for the moment. Obviously the TC is probably also still low, like it was set in the setup. Let me have a quick look. Up 4, slip angle 5 and 6. And the actual TC probably something like 6 or 7. 7. See how it goes. Lap times I think were around 35s if I recall correctly. I don't know. So let's have a look then. Hey Jenkish, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Yeah, and if you guys appreciate those update streams, if you appreciate the videos around the Mans Ultimate, please become a follower on Twitch, subscribe us on the YouTube channel if you haven't done already. I would appreciate your support here big time. Another big update in setups will go to the bin. I wouldn't necessarily say so. I think setups won't go straight away to the bin, but certainly need to need to be re-evaluated. Right, give me 2 or 3 more laps warming up the tires. Lucas Paya, thank you very much for your sub, much appreciated, and welcome to the update stream, the update preview stream. So, you see tendencies, I think. Tires are not up yet. Nucleed, hello there, how you doing? The game is live, absolutely Jenkish. Game is live indeed. The question is, can we flick it? Can we flick it in a way that is actually beneficial for us? That is, I think that is the main point we're trying to prove or not prove. Yeah, we could flick it, but look at the delta, it's going down. Let's see about low speed turns. With the current brake bias, I can't really flick it in the first place, and then the higher sensitivity on the back's just biting. So even if I was now able to kind of flick the car, the moment I put the throttle on trying to hold the spin, this is not working. Maybe with a more aggressive setup I get it done. Let's see. Brake bias a bit to the rear. Hamza, new update coming tomorrow. 20 hours to go roughly, I think. Can we flick it this time? Nope. So that's good. The front end doesn't give enough momentum on an initial turn-in to flick the car. That's a good improvement. A little bit of a flick, but I think it's the nature of the corner more than anything. Let us see. We keep going. Yeah, I have to more fight to keep the car going on the track. I can't flick it. And even if I flick it on the exit a bit, it is not necessarily faster, it's just a bit more inconvenient to drive. I'm pretty sure next time I'm getting to this corner and if I exit it in second gear and don't have to counter steer it that much, that'll be playing faster. Can't remember, what have we done in our races? Was it 35s and 36s? Honestly, I have no idea. I can't really remember it. Higher update is good for the GT3s, I'd say. Seriously. You remember how much sideways I was with this particular setup on this particular track. And yes, maybe if we're turning in here, the car kind of breaks out, but it's not like I can put it into like a beneficial slip, right? I'm gonna do one more lap with even more aggressive brake bias to the rear. Forest Funk, thank you very much for the follow and welcome. Now remember, I wanted to keep second in the hairpin coming now, 130 thousandths down. Much more control over it, gaining a tenth, 10.5. Still a little bit of a slide, but you saw it's not like you can just floor it and getting out of the exit, just holding the slide. You have to counter steer it, and counter steering means losing time. Let's put 47.0. Yeah, Cryptic, then lap times surely have gone down a bit, although I think I'm not running on the highest grip level. So despite we have put the brake bias further to the back, front ABS kicks in before we have actually the rear locking up, which is great. I hope that they're going to reset leaderboards, at least for the GT3s. Here we're gonna get the slip slide. But again, you see, compared to the Delta, it's not massively quicker. And the question is, how long can you even do it on the tire? On the other hand, I believe though, if you're doing good rail braking, like off the ABS, but into the turn, this will be beneficial for your lap time for sure. A little bit more rotation here. I consider this update a good chunk of quality improvement. Its tires feel super natural. You see that you can drive a car aggressively. Remember that the setup itself has been very aggressive. It's very much more neutral now. And of course, and that is what I've loved so much about the GTEs back then, if you remember. A car drives like a car. It's not you're braking and you're giving it a flick and it turns around. No, you need to keep steering. You want to go right, then you want to turn right. You want to go left, then you have to turn the steering wheel to the left. And in hindsight, on this particular car, and I can demonstrate that in the coming up corner, this particular car was turn in, wait for the flick, neutral steering, and just go. You can't do that anymore. So that's a huge improvement. I think that is a huge improvement. Also, Gary, don't you think the surface should overheat more in those drifts? Big ones look too easy to correct. I mean, let me see if I can even drift it further. Oh, there you go. 200 degrees on the rear right. I think that is overheating enough, isn't it? Hey Alex, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Remember, even though if the heat might not be that extensive in the first place, it is the, and you see, I've slid the rear once or twice, and now the rear is already a little bit more all over the place. A lot. Need to somehow keep the rear in temperature, so I'm gonna go a bit left and right. But you see, even here, on the old tire model, the car would have spun. On the new tire model, you can go weaving pretty heavily. It is very forgiving, almost understeering. Meanwhile, the fronts are melting away. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to raise here is, as much as you keep going, the heat still does something with the tire. Remember, the thermal degradation is a huge key, has been a huge key in R-Factor 2, and apparently it seems to be also a huge key here on those GT3 cars, because it has been mentioned that the thermal degradation has been adjusted, which means to me, I think they've adjusted it upwards, meaning the more you overheat the tire, the more grip you're going to lose over the long term. And you know, even overheating it once can damage the tire a lot, so if you do this in a race, you will lose significant tire life. For sure. Absolutely. And I think this is really, really good. This is what we're looking at. This is what we want to see. Perfect. So we can tick the box of the tire model, I think. Maybe as we're talking about it, the tire degradation in Le Mans Ultimate consists of two things. One is like the abrasion, how many percentage is left on the tire, and the thermal degradation, which means how much heat has gone into the tire over a period of time. So let's say if you have 100 degrees on the tire for 30 seconds, that could be less of a harm as having a 200 degree on the tires for 5 seconds. But in the race, if you are doing 20 laps at 95 degrees peak temperature, or 20 laps at 100 degrees peak temperature, that might be a huge difference in terms of pace, balance, general performance, and durability, of course. And I think that is an interesting one to see in the long run. So how good the tire really is, we're going to see when we're going to do long runs. Right, we have the Media Tire Test Bahrain, which will be the outer one. We are jumping in with a couple of people that have early access, and we're going to do a small race. Now, since we've not yet raced the Aston either, how about taking the Aston Martin then? Hey, Smith Shaw, how you doing? So, we're going to do this little event. I'm not sure if I'm going to jump into the race. I know it was a 15-minute race and so on anyway, but it gets you a little bit of raceability at least. After that, we're going to jump into the Porsche, going into the going onto the Le Mans circuit without the chicanes on the straight, right? So that's going to be huge fun. All right, Aston Martin then. Default setup, here we go. Cheat. What a windscreen though, like. What the fuck? Well, if that is the rear windscreen, then so be it, right? Anyway, enjoy the sound of the Aston. Hey Richard, thank you for joining, welcome. Ultra widescreen, yeah. Part of the reason why we even see it. Le Yaourt Vanille, thank you very much for your follow on the Twitch channel and welcome. So we've seen this track layout in R Factor 2 before, if you guys remember correctly. So the outer layout, which has been used in Formula 1 in 2020, with an interesting quack chicken, and out of the chicken it's just power down the road. What a drift, what a slide. Not good for the tires, not good for the lap time, but here we go. DJ OK Sick, thank you very much for your follow on the Twitch channel and welcome. And if you guys want to learn more about Le Mans Ultimate, if you're watching this the first time, if you want to see more Le Mans Ultimate content, then please have a follow on Twitch, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have the Porsche on Le Mans yet to go, and while we're doing Porsche on Le Mans, we're going to talk more about the upcoming changes on the HUD. As you can see, some of them already. Oh, yeah, ABS. Here we go, just straight. Tires not up to temperature. That is the Bahrain specific issue, right? You would imagine in a desert with 30 degrees track temperature the tires come up in like no time. But remember, Bahrain HOTA circuit. 2 braking zones, 2 hairpins, 1 quack chicken, and that's it. Sorry, the 3rd hairpin in the final straight bit I forgot about. But that's it. No more than this. So how can you heat up the tires? Exactly, only by going long. ABS go brrr indeed. They could keep it WEC and include circuits they've used in the past, maybe, John. I think people are trying to get Le Mans Ultimate and Studio 397 to develop a legacy content indeed, which like probably getting out LMP1s, getting out the other tracks that the series has raced on and so on. Let's see if they hear us. Let's see if they are giving us that benefit. ABS goes brrr again. So what I have to do is putting brake bias. Oh, it's already neutral. Oh well, need to brake earlier then. Do I think the company is doing good? Are they going to survive? Well, you can't actually blame them for not trying, right? And the fact that we're in the middle of the Q1, we've released big updates, and it's not like, you know, there is a plan behind it. And honestly, I think if you haven't had the opportunity, if you haven't had the plan and desire to go like throughout the full year and have a future, why would you still keep going? Why would your employees also still keep going? And all those employees are absolutely fired up. They are working their, you know what, off all day long to get us the best simulation possible. So I think, as much as there's concerns and rumors out there, I have full trust and faith into the people running the company that they are on a good path. And additionally, it is obviously also a little bit our responsibility to give their work kudos, buying the content, buying the Race Control Pro subscription or the Pro subscription plus, and make sure that their revenue stream is sustainable to keep this going. Because honestly, if we can keep this going, I see a long-term future as this being the new pinnacle of sim racing. Like, iRacing has to pull themselves out of the mud if Le Mans Ultimate keeps getting the quality and keeps growing like this. iRacing has a serious competitor on the market, for sure. And you never know. Remember, those are the guys that have done R-Factor 2. Maybe at some point there is coming an R-Factor 3. And if there would be an R-Factor 3, which would be the equivalent to iRacing in its variety of tracks and cars maybe, and that's just me making something up. But imagine if you have an R-Factor 3 with F1 cars, maybe also with GT3, although we don't need more GT3s, but generally speaking, having an R-Factor 3 with this technology, with this physics, with that sim, then iRacing might be in serious trouble. Because the matchmaker, or the way you can race, is basically the same. All we're missing right now is maybe the huge variety and the amount of races doable, right? But I think you're getting my point. So if this becomes a thing, that would be obviously amazing. Now, of course, we haven't finished the more Ultimate yet, so when I say R-Factor 3, that is a horizon of, let's say, probably 2 to 4 years, where I would expect maybe something new coming. And again, this is just speculation, as again, these guys are working 100% on the more Ultimate. You know, R-Factor 2 is like completely neglected, which is a shame, but is also fine. Update is going to be out in 20 hours roughly, and I think it is an improvement, Ada. Like, you cannot really flick the car into a corner. You can have a little bit of a slip on the exit, but if you and you have to quickly counter steer it, and the moment you have to start counter steering it, it's already costing you time, right? So if anything, and you see I'm turning the wheel, and once I stop turning the wheel, the car doesn't rotate further to that direction. So, or like this is a proper counter steer, and you see immediately on the delta it's going down. I think this is a good improvement. Jimmy, the update is included in the season pass, but I think everything else from then on either gets a new season pass or something different. I don't know about that. Anyway, we're improving slightly. You can see our last 4/10 to our best 0.7. That is a new feature on the HUD. Probably are going to come back at this circuit later in the Hypercar to explain more about the HUD as well, as there is pretty big updates in. Mauro, they need money in general to even keep afloat. I think it's not like their company crisis has just disappeared. I'm just saying I think they have a good chance of really surviving it, right? And further improving the game that we all love. Right, last but not least, as this is the final lap of this qualifying before we go into a 15-minute race. Obviously, Aston Martin exterior sound, that is still on the list of things to be shown, and I think here we go. A bit of a delay at the shifts, right? But man, sounds like an Aston Martin roar, doesn't it? So then, another significant update. Energy is finally with a digit. We love that. That is amazing. Let's have a quick look. So we are taking 1.84 liters a lap at 2.51 energy, 0.73. 0.73. Awesome. I should probably put the virtual energy up. But then is a 15-minute race. What have we done? A minute and 10s, 15s. Okay, 60 divided by 75. 12 laps in total. 12 times 4. Yes, 2.52. 1 is 30%. You'll just make it 31 just to be sure. Maybe a click here. Maybe a bit down on that. Yeah, anything else really, like I can quickly put something on the setup, right? Maybe a little bit less wing, because it obviously needs not that much downforce, does it? Hell of a lot of stuff to set. Sadly no adjustable differential. Anyway, a little bit of racing going on. We're gonna take that with us. Right. $28 liters for you. Oh, the 15-minute race. Maybe I washed up. Ah, but it's Corvette for you. So that might be it. Maybe a different story. Ooh. Let's see. That surely gets me a penalty. Anyway, guys, here we go. First little race. Oh, I slept so badly. Oh my god. Yeah, GT3's released is indeed, or is when it really hit a new level in terms of concurrent players. But I got to admit, it went down to 1,500-ish. To see it now back up to 2,000s, like it actually inclines despite there hasn't been any further update really, right? I think that is a huge gain of potential. That is a huge gain of player base already. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow we'll see 3 or maybe 4,000 people again with the new updates on. As we're trying to hunt down James for the lead. Stick to V8s, hello there. Simka Jeezer, thank you so much for cheering with 100 bits, buddy. Thank you so much for your support. Maybe, and I just say maybe I should turn down the ABS a bit. Maybe that gets me better performance, right? Micha T, thank you for your sub on YouTube, and Rittercraft25, thank you for your follow on the Twitch channel. Much appreciated. Oops. Yeah, so here on the exit with the power, if you're low on ABS, you get a tank slapper straight away. Smith Saw, what do you mean exactly? A lot of feedback in from influencers like me? You think a lot of influencers like Marbix and Dan Suzuki are playing the sitting on 7? Just make sure to give your exams enough attention. Something else that is an update, and I'm actually quite glad I can show that to you right here. GT3s have gotten an update on draft. They have slipstream, yes. Also, wait, I think the Corvette's top Straightline speed has been fixed as well. If I'm not mistaken, at least around Le Mans, where it was significantly off. Corvette has massive power out of the turns, but maybe not the best top end. However, look at the gap coming down 350, 330, 310. 2.5. There is a draft effect for sure. I also like the sound of the Aston. Sounds really, really good. Ah, the front end. We're front end. This is good fun. Obviously in a 15-minute race, and that was a pretty damn hard cut. Oof. In a 15-minute race you can't make much of a difference with the tires. So let's see about the draft though. We're now 1/10 down. And I'm gonna maybe do that on purpose now to not be in the draft over the straight, so we can see the difference in the straight line speed. 840, 820, 8. Yeah. Maybe we would need to test the draft on the same car make, because I think the Corvette might still have a superior acceleration, but not the best top end. Heart of Darkness, thank you so much for your prime sub on the Twitch channel. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. Alright, after this race we're gonna jump into the Porsche, and I can't wait for the sound of the Porsche. And we're gonna test it out at Le Mans on the straights without the chickens. Any mid-level leagues for Le Mans Ultimate? Yeah, the VMS Contender Series is the stepping stone to the Pro Series. That was the first ever corner where I'd like, yeah, I turned in and I rotated a bit more over the rear, I'd say. Yes, it's a hosted session, Hanny. Snazzer, it is a bit of trial and error, and also the indication of the dashes, of the LED dashes on in the cars is, I think, pretty accurate. So that's a good go-to point. Exactly, Jenkish, the Porsche is a flat 6 engine. Ooh, broke on the dusty stuff there. Yeah, that is TC off, so it is sliding. But I think you shouldn't slide it. Because remember about the thermal degradation and so on. Now we have a chance making a move. Pixel therapy? No, it does not. Aston goes brrrr. Yeah, that short shift is strong. Just limits the power so much that it doesn't swing around on you. Yes, the new tyre model is an improvement in that regard on the first sight. Again, probably esports people will be testing things, and then we see on esports streams how much of a slip slide is possible or not possible. For the time being, I rate the tyre update a huge improvement though. Wait too long on the ABS here. What's my favorite layout? My favorite layout really is the Bahrain Endurance Road. An endurance racetrack. So it's that part of the racetrack that when you enter it here, that goes sharp to the right after this upcoming chicane. So when I go through that chicane now, you see tarmac to the right going away, like here. This is the Mickey Mouse section that is then yet to be finished. And this is what I appreciate the most. So, speaking about draft, remember the speed of the Corvette on the straights, right? Side by side, he has no chance. But now, as he pulls in behind, he can keep up and now actually gets closer. I think that is enough demonstration for the draft to be existing, right? Whether it is strong or not so strong, we'll see. Brake limit galore. Let's see how much. Point. Half of a point. The Corvette can probably only compete when it's about trying to stay in the draft. I think that way it might get actually faster than it is on the sole feed. Obviously the strong acceleration gets it there in the first place. I did lower my wing as well, but the fact is, remember when I did the move here on the main straight, I just could go past the Corvette like it was a different class car. Now the Corvette in my draft actually started gaining on me towards the end of a straight. And remember, in the GT3s, if we have them up to date, even when being in the same class car, there was almost no draft. So that is an improvement for sure. What do I think about Coach Dave's setup? Some of them are alright, other of them are not quite as good. It really depends. I mean, I never use them, right? I use and build my own setups. Metrovsky, we will find out over the time. The update comes live tomorrow, and then we'll know about it in probably a week's or two time when everyone has tested the cars. Right, I think 2 more laps to go, right? So let's speak a little bit about the HUD. We still see low tire temperatures on the surface, not quite as good. Then we also see that James has 75% of virtual energy remaining. So what he has probably done is just taken down the fuel. I've taken down the virtual energy as well. It's just a different approach. But you can see the different strategies, especially when you go in a long run. That is more and more interesting. We're going to talk about the HUD more pronounced when we are doing the test run with the Porsche around Le Mans in a couple of moments. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Petrovsky, you hope the meta switches. Well, in an ideal world, we would love to have a couple of GT3s all the same quick, right? But I think for balance of performance topics, as you can see with James and the Corvette has a massive acceleration out of the turns, but then slows down as the... Shit. I'm short on fuel. La 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 la. That way I'm losing the position now. What a clumsy move. Or what a smart move, because have we just lost enough time there to not go for the extra lap? Question mark. Because obviously like this we're going very slow. That might just do it. How can we do it? How can we? Yes. Is it enough for 7 seconds? Shit, I'm gonna run out of fuel. Shit. Safety car deployed. Yeah, that's it. That's it. A little bit. Too little fuel. Ah, damn it. Yeah, but this is the 5-minute calculation, right? I got it wrong. It's fine. question is really how much time... Yeah, I'm dying out now. Probably not even getting third in the end. Let's see how much I can coast with that. Bad story. That's why I always take 10 liters extra fuel. And that's one way of doing it, right? Ah. I should have tried braking harder for him into the final turn, but I think I would have needed to give up like half a second or even more. I mean, at least we came home, right? Anyway, it was good fun up till that point. Saving Fuel Simulator, yeah. Anyway, that's it about the Aston then. It's a nice sounding car. It's a bit front end lazy, right? Like, how much have I went deep into the turns? Maybe not my favorite car in terms of balance, but certainly good fun in that race here. Anyway, we're now going to pick the anticipated Porsche. The VAS 100 Gaming and DD Racing, thank you both so much for joining. So the Mulsanne circuit, no chickens on the straight, a Porsche flat 6 power. This time we get in the cars again, 27 hypercars. Oh my god. That's going to be mental. Leo9074, thank you so much for your follow on the Twitch channel. Guys, if you appreciate this, if you're watching this the first time, want to see more Mans Ultimate content, then please have a follow on Twitch, subscribe on the YouTube channel, and make this community grow. Alessandro, no, FFB hasn't changed as far as I'm concerned. Yes, stress test for the CPU. Once again, a shout out to the Kiebel.de boys. Those guys have fixed my broken CPU cooling. So yesterday my PC completely died. I dropped at 9 AM at the RMA. I picked it up 5 PM from the RMA with a new water cooling system. And they have made sure you guys are able to watch this preview stream today. So kudos and shout out to the Kiebel.de hardware guys. Yozora, the DLC comes out tomorrow. James, good one. Nice job. Taking enough fuel. Good boy. Probably had more accurate lap times. Is there a place I can go for FFB settings? Omega Drag. Yes, you can. Explanation mark sub. Go to my YouTube channel. Find the tutorial page and enjoy tutorials around the... Ah, there's already memory wing. Copy. Enjoy the tutorials around Mans Ultimate. Right. Flat 6 engine. Ready? Ah. Awesome. Is this the best sounding Porsche in sim racing right now? Royal Hyper, yes, I absolutely recommend my steering wheel from GSI. Alright, you guys ready for the scream on the Mulsanne straight? Then I guess here we come. Ah, you hear the turbo wheeling? Man, the Mulsanne straight without chickens. Yes, send me the draft. $280, that seems to be max. Can we have more hypercars, please? I want to do this with a hypercar later on for sure. Yes, there comes a hypercar. Pass it. We can get 282. No, I had to steer to make it into the jar. Oh, actually, we went uphill as well. Ugo Sovin, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. I like that the car's also like completely maxed out. Course. This sounds brilliant. It is a brilliant Porsche flat 6 sound. Yeah, the gearbox is whining. Sorry, not the turbo. Thank you for that correction. And dodgy on the brakes, as you would expect the Porsche GT3, right? Yeah, I think we won't find out about the Porsche balance shift with the fuel, but we're gonna find out about the sound from exterior next time we go into Mulsanne. The turn and entry balance is quite oversteery though. I was about to say quite well balanced, but apparently I think it's over rotating a lot. So you would expect more understeer as the fuel goes out. Royal Hyper, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. CPU is doing a stellar job. But I can see that Porsche having an advantage with that balance from the fuel, right? As the entry is more oversteery rather than understeery. If you get the rotation in first, to give the car a direction, I think the Porsche might be a quick one, to be honest. Alright, guys ready? Flat 6 sound. Amazing, eh? Lucas Berries, thank you very much for your sub, appreciate it. It's coming at the back there. Oh, GT3s. Then we can actually test some draft rides. So we let them catch up a bit. Oh, Aston goes brrrr. Need to let that McLaren go as well. Come on, go by. Yes, don't do touchy. So 280, 281, 282, 283, 284. I think there is a good amount of draft. Yes, I have tried Ford and Aston already. Alright guys, I think then from the next straight onwards, unless we can find more GT3 cars that we can try and keep up with getting some draft from. We're gonna speak a little bit about the HUD in a moment. So as much as the Porsche is oversteering on entry, I think you still need to be sensible when driving it. Yes, Johnny, draft really works. It's just I need to get close to these guys. Nope, we cannot move HUD elements around, sadly. Ah. Yeah, this rear slide quickly turns into a four-wheel drift, right? And that is losing your time. That is not getting you anywhere. Like, this is just about hanging on to it. Yeah, but this is not quick. You can see that. Okay, I'm gonna simply cut the corners now, because I want to make sure to be with these GT3s on the straight. Bonjour, Jap. And then we test out the draft again, right? GTP had no idea where to go. Yo, Matt, how you doing, buddy? You guys loving the flat six sound? Okay, I need to... Here come the guys. Will they just go past me? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, let's go, double draft. Have I set this up perfect or just bad? So speaking about draft now, guys. 284. Now we're dropping 282. So I'll let McLaren go back in front. Trying to tuck in behind. .284, 285. And now we're going up the mountain a bit. 6. Let's see if a bump draft is working. 7. 287. 280. Oh wait, I need to actually brake. Jesus, that is fun though. But there is a proper draft, right? Did the oil temperature go up and up and up? Especially in the draft? I haven't focused or watched it. But of course in the draft it should go up, right? Yeah, there is a big difference on the new tyre model, I'd say. Surely much more natural driving, much more natural feeling, generally speaking, more understeer, less drift slidiness. The increased sensitivity at the rear really pays dividends. Like you can see, I can just about hold that Porsche here. Well, I think I'm losing traction, I'm losing time, I'm losing pace and performance, and I am more fighting the car to keep it on the road in the first place. The Chris Racer, thank you so much for the sub. You think the slipstream is too much? I think it is the most slipstream since GTEs in RF2 back in the day. And I think it's fine. I think we want to have some draft. Right now, you know, we're Le Mans Mulsanne straight, so this is overdone anyway. This is not the real slipstream that you've seen right here. When I come closer here on that straight, I think that's the AI also lifting in the straight for whatever reason. I mean, let's see. Maybe I have one more chance and close with the dudes. Probably need to completely cut Mulsanne. How far am I back? 500. That might be just perfect for draft. And honestly, it's not like we're giga gaining here, right? Like, yes, we're 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, kph faster. The Hypercar just went into the Aston. So engine temperature's coming up, especially the oil. 287. No, this is the 911. Guys, this is interesting. Oil temperature stops. It actually went down now, but when I go into the draft, it comes back up again. This is amazing. This is so much simulation. As I went out of the draft, the oil temperature came down straight away. Once I went back into the draft, the oil temperature creeped up. This is spot on. Well, the Corvette is a car that is probably having a lot of drag, which is why it doesn't have a great top end. And if you erase the drag, so when he sits into my slipstream, he can reach the same pace as me. I think that's fine from a slipstream BOP kind of perspective, right? We're gonna check out the hypercars in a moment here. But before we check out the hypercars, I want to speak a little bit more about the HUD. I think I'm gonna be finally too far off of these GT3s ahead. Let's see. Might actually get closer into some corners again. Ooh. I'm still alive. I had to cut the chicken though. There's a snap, so we're gonna pick indeed the wingless Peugeot here and show how quick it can go on the Mulsanne, and then you guys can place your bets on the straight line speed. I would say, if anything, the FFB has become a little bit more crisp in general, but that is like a nuance of changes, I'd say. So, as we're coming down the Mulsanne straight, let's talk about the HUD. First thing that we see in the top left is that we now see the energy remaining on everyone in the car. As you can see, we have in P19 62% on virtual energy left. As you can see down there in the bottom right, virtual energy finally got us a decimal in, so that is good news for us, as the decimal will make it much more easier for us to determine how much virtual energy we really need, as we're going 281 down the straight here. Additionally, The HUD now has a damage indication. On the bottom right you see our rear tires are much more warmer than the front tires, which makes sense because we've sled the car a lot. And I want to quickly come back on the oil temperature. Remember, when we were in the draft last lap, oil temperature went up to 111.5 degrees. We're now sitting at 109.3. So you see there is a direct effect from the wind cooling the engine, cooling the car. Which is just fascinating to see. And once we leave off the throttle, the oil temperature comes down big time. Anyway, that is not the most important part about the HUD. More importantly, we can also now switch on the top left on the HUD. So we see at least 9 entries, which is I think 4 ahead of us, 4 behind of us, and then the leader as a reference. But we can also toggle those switches. So I'm not sure what they are doing in the race or what they are made to be for, but there is a different information behind it that we likely can see at some point later in an event. I may also go forwards to a race to see what it is about, because obviously you can see the gaps as well as lap times are coming in. A further change on the HUD is in the MFD, the timing. The timing is finally smart. You have an optimal lap time, which is like, I think, your personal optimal lap time. So the best sectors you've ever done combined. Then the fastest is obviously the lap time being put in by Monsieur Bastard in P1 there at the moment. He is the benchmark for us on that one, I assume. Yeah, these tires are now giving up. Ow. Oh yeah. Coming back on coming back on the damage. Hello there, it's your wing. Wing is gone. It's flashing red. So we need the box. Challenge, can we enter the pit road going sideways here in the side? No, we can't because... Yes. This was a typical crash caused by the ABS the moment I hit the brake. Anyway, we quickly get ourselves a fresh car going out again. Keep talking about the HUD. The timing. I think for that we quickly change tracks, because we need to change tracks to something that's more short. And I think Sebring, the school layout of Sebring is probably the track of choice. MD, I don't think I will still go straight at 300, sadly. Maybe we'll find out. Fuji Speedway is also probably a good addition. I need to take at least 1 lap around Fuji with the new layout. So let's take the Ford again, just for American reasons. I'm gonna keep the AI around because we may need to see the AI in order to have a full benefit of full benefit of the HUD. There we go. Yes, because we want to speak about timing, of course. So yes, that's going to be a lot more fluid and a lot more interesting now. So I'm just gonna stay in that camera for a moment, unless you guys, have you seen enough of the HUD with the screen camera that I usually use? Because obviously it would be more comfortable using that one, but I want to get you guys to have the full idea of what's happening here. So I think we're going to be in the screen crop version of the layout. El Vigirano, thank you very much for the follow. Sorry for butchering your name. Hope you're enjoying the content as we're going out on the road. And if you guys, again, appreciate what we're doing here, please follow on Twitch, subscribe to the YouTube channel, give the YouTube stream a like, guys. That would be very important for me. Thank you so much for your support. I agree with you, Void Gazer. We bonked the front. Anyway, I think just bonking the front is fine. Thankfully, we didn't bonk the rear too much. Yes, Ami, I just tried the Porsche. So, toggle switch, nope. Into the timing we go. And then you guys will clearly see the benefit of this. And this is also a little bit of me learning about the Delta and about everything as well. So in the bottom left, you should soon start seeing some lap times popping up from the cars going around the circuit. Elvi we would appreciate English, but if you have a German question, I would still answer them in English though, I guess. So, the school layout then. Never done the school layout if I remember correctly. Could be good fun though. Right. So actually we're the first to set a lap time here in the first sector. So you see the current one is green. Optimal obviously is Delta 0 because we've just set it ourselves. Same with the second sector. Erwin, I tend to agree, but I think it's an overall improvement for sure on the tyre model. Oof. So, fastest is +1 second, middle sector +1 second. You see already someone has beaten our lap time by over a second, obviously. However, this is the fun part now. We see on the bottom left the deltas, at least for a couple of moments, that we have to ourselves or to the best time. As we're now finishing first sector, new first sector time of us will be quicker, so we will see a green on the optimal and probably a white or a grey one on the fastest, because we haven't quite done purple. If we did purple, we would have probably seen the fastest being enlightened with a green delta as well. However, we see we're 2/10 up on our own. Same with the best and the optimal. I'm not sure. Best and optimal. I can cheat a pause button though. Yes, so best and optimal. I think on the optimal, this is what we already have done. So the optimal is already coming down, but the best obviously being like our current being compared to the best time, and then our current being compared to the virtual best time. So that makes performance testing particularly interesting and way more efficient, as in like sitting down, checking sector times and getting the calculator out, like how much of our best sectors combined could we actually get in. Then of course, if we don't run too wide into sunset, we could improve the final sector too. We will improve it a lot. Let's see how this looks if we don't improve things. There we go. More deltas. The good thing is, like, at least the deltas are going to stay over the lap, so I will use this timing MFD a lot more in the future, as it will be an important tool for me in testing and practices and so on. Seeing what is my actual optimals that I can improve to. Let's see, first sector is still 3/10 off the AI, but we know that the AI is cheating to an extent, so nothing we can do in beating it. Another 10th of improvements for us in the optimal sector area. That's looking good. Yes, I think we have huge tyre model improvements. I think I can also try taking out the Ferrari at Spa, which is where I have a setup for. But first we keep talking on the MFD a little bit more. As you can see, every one of the GT3s displayed here is out on, I would assume, even heavy fuel load, because they are having a high number of virtual energy left. So that usually indicates that the AI is also on a high fuel run, right? This time we have the first sector up, 29,000 remaining on it. Yeah, guys, I would really appreciate if you could stop asking, changing the scenes all the time. This is a special video while we're keeping the scene up. Same goes also for streams where we are having the huge camera filming from the back. That is our original, that is our main camera position, and I don't want to change that around all the time. Right, we have a quick look again into the best, into the optimal. So our optimal middle sector is, and this is, I think now we're getting a hang of it, and this is a little bit of a mindfuck, let's say. But what this is doing, the current is taking your added lap time. So this is, I can't, can I see it with the mouse? Can I be? Damn it. Yeah, so imagine, I can't point at it, but if we go through it, current sector 1 is 23.6, sector 2 is actually just 14 seconds, but it is the combined lap times of S1 and S2, right? Now on the timing, the best is the interception after sector 1 and the comparison of sector 1 and 2's time. So the 37.042 is 16 thousandths off my best lap time. However, the 37.0, or better say, the 13.4 seconds that we spend in the middle sector is 44 thousandths off my optimal. So on the best line, your combined sector times are getting compared to each other, just like in Formula 1, you know. If you gain 5/10 in the first sector and lose 6/10 in the second sector, your interception at the sector 2 interception is plus 1/10 down. And it's the same with the best, but the optimal is showing each sector independently. So obviously optimal best is the same in the first sector, but the second sector, you see, I'm 16 thousandths off my combined best sector 2 time, but I'm 44 thousandths off my sole sector 2 time. So that is what you can read out of this. Exactly. So I stop cheating and go driving again, as I can now cheat again. Best lap time, an improvement of 87 overall, but obviously the optimal only improved by 58 thousandths because my middle sector has not been the best anyway. So far, so true, right? Then on the top right, which is a huge improvement as well, you also see the delta to your last and the delta to your best lap, which makes it more interesting when you come to long runs and race running. But we're gonna have a look into the top right, or 1 or 2 laps, right? So as we have now improved, obviously last time and best time is identical, which is like more than just logical, right? And at the end of this lap, the negative delta, which you can also see in the timing sheet on the bottom left, 4/10 off in the middle sector, 4/10 off in the second sector. That will naturally obviously be the same in the top right now, whether that is best sector or best lap or last lap. That will both now get a wide delta of like 5 or 6/10 as we speak. So have a look. Best and last, 5/10 off. But now comes the interesting part, as we are obviously, you know, if we are going in a stint, the tires naturally degrade, the car also becomes a little lighter and so on. And of course, it is a bit of, let's say, a not too interesting thing to compare yourself always to the best time, which the Delta is doing anyway. So the lap time Delta that we see is obviously comparing yourself to the best. But as we come over the start-finish straight, you will see a change in the last indication and obviously in the best situation. Or what did I just say? I'm sorry, I'm like my brain sometimes just cuts out. Right, so last is a green minus and 60 or a minus and 100. Best is a grey plus 4 tenth, right? There we go. So obviously from the last lap we have improved by 80 thousandths. From the best lap we're 0.0458 away from that, right? Anyway, now comes the interesting part. As we are like sitting in second stint, what you can do now is like, these tires are really bad now. So in order to be able to fully understand what is going on, you can press, and I'm gonna quickly go back on the scene, because I've mapped the button, which is that arrow to the right here. And I'm gonna switch back to the scene. If I now press that button, have a look on the top right with the Delta. So, nothing has changed yet, but the Delta target lap time has reset. So what's going to happen now is next time we go over the start-finish straight, I can maybe just press it again just to make sure. Next time we go over the start-finish straight, we will be compared to this lap time we're just doing. And also another fun fact is, when you reset that time, I think that, not the fun fact, no, when you reset that time, when you go over the sectors, the top right corner interceptions also show the current deltas. Right, so now our current is a 108.4, 2 seconds off the pace, but you will see as I'm going into turn 1, now I start winning a shed load because I have obviously set myself a new target. And I see massive... I see a massive gain from that. It has been missing for us in R Factor 2, and now we finally have it. We can now set these lap times and these deltas to each other, because when it rains, obviously you would have minus 10 seconds after 2 or 3 corners, so the delta becomes absolutely useless. So if it rains and if the rain conditions are steady, you can once again press that delta target lap time reset button, and then you can get a delta to a wet lap that you just did in the race. You know, so even in a race you can press that button and that delta becomes reusable for whatever you want to check, really. Yeah, and that is a giga update on the HUD. Both the top right corner with showing the performance in itself, and also the bottom left timing screen with the interceptions, the optimal, the virtual PB, your best PP, and obviously the overall fastest in the class. That is a huge improvement. That from an esport perspective, or also from a practice perspective and the performance monitoring, that is the biggest update we've seen to RF2, Le Mans Ultimate, Physics Engine in the last couple of years. This is simply absolutely what we've needed, period. And I'm really grateful for it to be there now, and I think it will be of a huge use for us. Sid, no, you cannot go back having the best lap time that you did on a Delta, but obviously as you improve and eventually hit your best lap time from the session, obviously your Delta becomes that again. I hear you, it would maybe be preferable if you have like 2 or 3 saving slots, but I think right now for having that system in the first place is a huge improvement and a huge benefit already, right? So we're sitting 12 with our car. I have no idea if I have somehow got the chance to improve second and a half. Probably not. Nope, no changes to fuel and... Well, there is a change to the fuel tabs, but no change to the weather. There is a change to the fuel. As you can see, the virtual energy is now being displayed in a full number plus 1 digit. And that is sufficient. That is good enough. I have criticized that for ages, really. Yeah, that we only have like a full number for virtual energy, and that it's so hard to calculate because, you know, 78.2 is being displayed as 78, so is 77.6. So we needed that improvement to be able to calculate remaining virtual energy at current consumption on the fly. So that is a huge improvement as well. Monxo, Gandia, all you need to do is improve that fastest lap delta or never hit that delta target lap time reset button. Otherwise the fastest lap is always your delta. Right, what else can we say about the HUD? Tires are the same, anything else I think is also the same. How about going for a quick race on this track to see what the HUD is actually doing? Start next session. Yeah, Monxo, Gandia, you cannot set a delta on the top right to the fastest lap of the session. You can only have that to yourself. Alright, so we're in an 8-hour race. And I really think the toggle on the MFD in the top part is really for like showing the tires, and the virtual energy are not showing it. Of course, I've been last, right? I quickly skipped that. Oh, backspace it was. Yeah, Monk, so you have the delta like in F1 down here when it's compared to the fastest in the timing. That's not here right now because we're in a race and no one has set a lap yet. Okay, this is taking me a bit too long. I think we'll get the green somewhere in the middle of the corner, right? This will be mayhem when we are turning into the shortcut of the school. Anyway, here we go. Actually, we don't. Green, green, green. Yes, I can press left and right on the timing page, but I don't know what it does. Dive bombs! Almost clean. That 3 white was unnecessary. Lacan TV, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So what does up, down do then, Danielle? Ah, I can change it to the relative and the delta goes sector wise even. Oh, that's brilliant. I haven't seen that yet. Thank you so much for pointing me at it. So you guys were absolutely right. That's perfect. Let's do 2 or 3 laps, and we're gonna see the overall benefit of this. Actually, we may see it in the 3rd lap straight away. And I didn't actually know about that improvement. But this is, man, the timing page has everything one could think they need. Ah, that is giga. That is amazing. We're gonna do 2 or 3 laps, and we're gonna go through that timing thing down there straight away. Danielle, you're absolutely right. I haven't actually seen and noticed on it. So glad one of you guys had the eyes wide open for this. In the top left, you see also lap time of the others. Yes, once they go over the line, of course. And if you toggle the switch, you can, yeah, show or not show the virtual energy and stuff. It is good enough of an improvement, and you know what? I'm absolutely fine with just 1 decimal in the delta on the top left, because I mean, you could have maybe 2 decimals. I'm not actually quite sure how it is now. I think it's also just like 1 decimal. But like really for endurance, it's I think enough. Right, we get now overtaken, I assume. Back to the timing sheet. So the same buttons that you guys use for setting up stuff in the MFD for the pit stop, and I'm gonna hopefully be able to show it when we have paused the game after the next lap. Because right now everything is just a simple improvement, which is boring to show. Okay, we're gonna pause the session for a moment after the start-finish straight, so that the numbers are keeping with us. Right. So, thank you, Danielle, for bringing this up. On the timing sheet, down in the left bottom area, if you are, well, you know, put the increment, decrement of the setting button, you can switch between split and sector. Split, sector, and delta, actually. The delta is amazing. This is amazing. Ah, every esports performance engineer's dream come true. You can look at your splits, which is, look at the sector 2 and sector 3, 13.2 seconds or 28.5. You can look at the sector, which is then combined sector 1, sector 2, and sector 3 together. And last but not least, you can look at the deltas only. So if your current lap times, and as like sector 1, sector 2 combined, sector 3, all sectors combined, and then all the sectors delta will be pointed against the best. Best, obviously, again, as a combined, optimal as a sole sector, and the fastest, need to look at the sectors to determine what it is. The fastest sector, I think that's been rated against the split. Yes, the overall split. So like my fastest sector in the middle is 36.6. The optimal is 36.4, but the fastest middle sector ever done by someone is 35.8. So that is been according to the split, just like the optimal. So the sole sector time. That is when what you do on the on the delta, on the split, and on the sector. So, and for all that, you can also be like, I don't want to compare myself to the fastest or to myself or to whatever. I can also put that to the relative. So in the last lap, Jay Cuttingham took out 7 thousandths of me in the first sector, but I gained, no, the other way around. I took out of him 7 thousandths in the first sector, but I lost 10 thousandths in the middle sector. However, the final sector of mine has been a bit more than a tenth faster, and therefore I have obviously overall gained. You can see that also in the lap time, 105.191 versus 105.364 for him. And obviously you see that for the car ahead. Right, that is that about this. Then a sector split. I think this is my criticism point that I had to an extent. Like, if I'm looking at sectors, this stuff is obviously telling me kind of the same information, but it's not catchable. It's there for 5 or 6 seconds, and then it's just gone. And this is just spot on. This is just perfect. Like, whatever you want to see, you just keep rotate. Like, you keep rotating through the settings, and it's this is Giga. Let's keep going. Try to play a bit with those numbers. And then, what else do you guys want to see? I think we can take out a Hypercar real quick at Le Mans on the Mulsanne straight. And then I would do the Ferrari at Spa again to check for the tire, for the LMGT3 Tyre Model quality again. Patrick, what do you mean? More sims need to take that note. This whole third-party UI app getting things like tiny pedals and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can have your pros and cons on it, right? For you guys on the stream, I think you still get the most out of it when seeing it that way. Otherwise, I need to think about what to do. So obviously now position has changed. Can we get him back though? Yes, we are. Then accelerate. You see the HUD's changing down there. Oh, that's just great. Yeah, the AI with the grip hacks going around the outside, like as if it's possible. Bonk. It's fine. It was just for demonstration reasons, right? As you guys said, as you guys wanted, Hypercar at Le Mans. That story, right? It has to happen. Anyway, we're firing up the game. Corpasaurus, you don't even need tiny pedal for the fuel anymore. Like with the new addition of the virtual energy being displayed in 1 decimal, that is sufficient. Obviously, you need to still calculate it yourself to a bit, but yeah. Yes, checking the Ferrari in the Radillon is fixed or not, that I cannot check. I would need to have an online race with a lot of people for that to check, to be honest. But we obviously want to see Le Mans, Mulsanne circuit in the book, but in the 2023 book. Where's should probably select 2023 season then, right? Yeah, Hypercar. Me bad. Sorry. The book. The no raving book. No other cars this time, please. Thank you so much. And I'm quickly gonna do fastest possible kind of setup. We really just want to go Mulsanne straight once. Brian, ich bin cool. Hello there. Thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the stream. Yeah, guys, again, if you appreciate this content, if you think this is informative, please have a follow and tweet, subscribe to the YouTube channel, give the YouTube stream a like, and support us on the growth. That would be massively appreciated. So, first of all, I think here we can take the Dave Academy setup. Then we make sure on the chassis, anti-roll bar, front diffuser, none. Maybe we even get airborne. On the suspension, we turn this down. We just put packers up to make sure it doesn't scratch the ground. Soft spring, we want to get the car lowering at the back as much as possible. I think. Maybe maximum tapes. That should be it. New tire model is only for GT3 cars indeed, yes. So, what do you think? How quick can we do? Ah, maybe I should check the gearbox, right? I want to be on the longest possible gearbox. Yes, long. 350, Cengiz. Sultan Shamu, I don't know what is your issue with the pit box, but maybe if other people have saved more fuel than you, they obviously had to refuel less. Therefore got you maybe. Or they didn't take tires. Many chances on a pit stop to do a wrong setting. $350, says Cengiz. Straat, 348. 335 would be nominal up until Mulsanne 1. I think 350 is probably about right. I'm not sure if the gearbox is long enough for anything further. Let's see. Probably not even sure if the gearbox is even much longer than 340 in the first place. It's just 2 kph quicker? Get me the BMW. Probably. And I think that might be the case here. You get the 350. Remember what Houdini said about get the low downforce setups out and take the slipstream. I think you may need the slipstream to actually really over accelerate. So the question is, how would racing look like on the Mulsanne layout without the chickens? I'm really curious. Saving the fuel for 75% of the straight and then in the last moment just go for it? Federico, that was the 2023 version. There is one issue maybe. I haven't taken the tire warmers, I think. As you can imagine, we need a little bit of heat. For the pressures to rise. So let's see. That obviously is our esports setup. So now we go purposing. Guys, we won't hit 340 here either. The 7th gear is too short, believe it or not. The middle lane is bad. The middle lane is slowing you down, interesting. Oops. Oh yes, that is a perfect experiment. How about the brakes then? I'm gonna speed this process up a bit. Yeah, the middle bottoms out on the line. Where brakes. Brilliant FFP, tip, strong, communicational, just beautiful. Nanman, thank you very much for your subscription on the YouTube channel, welcome. Right, after this we take out the Ferrari at Spa, not the Hypercar but the GT3. Head, there is an acceleration button that you can put down, so you drive down the road ×2 or ×3 even. So tires are hot. How much straight line speed do we get? We'll find out. Stay off the white lines, I guess. As much as we can. Or maybe just like put one wheel on it. Anyway, we're just trying to keep going like this. Yeah, this is why you guys should always have a watch at our streams, because you can always learn something, right? 335. I'm not even getting faster. Which hypercar has literally the most ridiculous gearing? Question. 336. 337. That's about it. Like, the engine runs some, I don't know what kind of RPM. Porsche. You think Porsche? Let's go check it out. I was thinking at the Glickenhaus maybe. I think it's a gearing issue. Like, the car was maxed out even before. Lambo might not be it. Caddy not so sure. Alpine sure not. Ferrari could perhaps be quick. But I think... this time I really need to go to 2023. I already tried the wingless Peugeot. Let's first test the Glickenhaus. Then we go with the Porsche. What was the Peugeot top speed? 338? It wasn't massively faster. get rid of that toe. Sounds like the Isotta Frascini though. Very close to it. Let's see how far she goes. Ooh, she's unhappy in the back. Yeah, the Clickenhaus is probably the most intense and the best FFB. That car's not gonna reach 340 either. .330 and then we're maxing the limiter. No joke, this is physically as fast as it can go. It's like, we're top-ended already. Maybe going down the hill a bit more, 330 just about. No, it's not going to be it. Then, Porsche. There's the last one that we try. Unwell 320. I think it's certainly not going to be quick on the straights. I would be surprised if it was. I really would be surprised. I have an old Spa setup. Yeah, I guess let's just take that, right? Move the toe. And just go. And then really onto the Ferrari with the GT3. The thing is, you know, even if you would go into a slipstream with someone, you would overtake them mid-straight, and then as you guys said, just like keep overtaking back and forth, back and forth. I'm not sure if that is too much fun. But let's see. Maybe there's one single car to have here. Peugeot without a rear wing certainly is a good idea. Let's check what the Porsche without the rear wing. Oh, of course it got a rear wing, but that can maybe hit 338. But it's also gear limited. I have to take the Ferrari again. I just need to see what the Ferrari does. 333. But we're maxed out on the gear. And to give you guys a proof, look at the odometer down there. We are maxed out on the gear here with 334. There's not much more we can do. So never take the Porsche for them all. BMW was 337. Not too bad, huh? Or was it 335? Wait, it got stuck to. Is a Ferrari. Let's see. Isotta it. Is the Isotta quick? I mean, I can take the Isotta, right? Then literally we got all of them apart from the Alpine done. $340 good if you remember. Okay, we take the Isotta as the final blow. And then we need to keep going on with the program. Also, if you guys have just joined, I will take my time after the stream and we'll put the timestamps into the video description so you can scroll back into the different segments where we have talked about different things. So you guys have a chance. Looking at the chapters again. The Ferrari would be the only one with a 7th gear long enough to do 350 actually. But because of the Ferrari having its peak power around when those LEDs are flat out, we're stuck there as well. 333, sorry, on the LED side, as you can see, 2 LEDs missing. 340, 334. It doesn't go quicker. Yeah, I could lower the fuel, but then I would need to do the retesting with all of the cars, right? Which is not the point. So Isotta real quick. Peugeot has the best at 338, which makes sense. Remember, every time we've raced against the Peugeot from 2023 lately, it has killed us over the straights. Right. Last car, then GT3s. Guys, once again, the call, if you're not yet subscribed on YouTube, if you're not yet followed us on Twitch, please do me the favor, give us the follow, give us the subscription, give the stream a like, would massively appreciate this. And join us for more Mans Ultimate content. Right. Isotta. What can it do? Yeah, Lars Mikkelsen, absolutely. There is a... that drag coefficient is obviously playing a major role in this, if it's implemented the right way. We'll see. We'll now see the Isotta going over the straight, and I'll probably conclude that a book without a rear wing is the best, because it has no rear wing. I am a fan of the Aston's Hypercar sound for sure. It sounds absolutely lovely. Six gears even shorter than on other cars. I can't see this doing 340. Frederick Gordonneau, thank you very much for your subscription on the YouTube channel. 334. And then we're dead again. Ruben Pell 88, thank you for the follow as well, 335. Well, let's say in hindsight, all those hypercars are pretty close to each other, right? So that is great. That is real good. Yeah, this layout's going to be deadly. I see people going full wide on the straight and crash. It's going to happen. I'm 100% sure of that. Okay, so Spa endurance circuits with the Ferrari GT3, because we want to have a look at the tire model. we are going to decrease the power of AI. So we have a chance testing the aero, going into Le Mans and into Eau Rouge. And we're gonna enjoy 27 hypercars, 16 P2s, and LMGT3. Have I? Yes, endurance. Yes. Yes. Cool. Federico, I think the hypercars are the best bopped cars for sure in the Mans Ultimate. They've got a lot of love, I think, and it looks really solid, that balance of performance. Obviously, there is a little bit of a real life estimation in, so Porsche, Toyota, BMW, Lambo, they're kind of quick. So is the Ferrari. All the other cars are a bit off. Brandek, greetings to Holland. Okay, so this will take a shed load of loading time, and I'm really interested to see my CPU kind of die in the free practice, because that will be a hell of a stress test now. 62 cars around Spa, guys. We can see this in a special event on Sunday, and I might just do it. The special event on Sunday, 2.4 hours of Spa, 62 cars out there. Hell yeah, this is going to be fun. But obviously, first of all, we are checking the tire model performance with these new GT3s. Oh, rotate. Where is the... Oh my god. Where is the rotation? Yes, draw. Imagine you're doing last the first challenge and shenanigans happen. Okay. So back to testing the tire model then. This is obviously also a setup that was used in an esport event. What do you mean, Palom? 40% headroom? The rear slid a bit into Pujon, but obviously you don't want to slide it too badly. Reminds me a bit of old hypercars, like, yeah, if you come sideways you can catch it, but that's about it. The high load sensitivity, speaking obviously. Ah, I see, Palom. Have there been VR improvements then? Do I hear that right? I think ABS is a little bit refined, as it is like it cuts in earlier, it cuts in harder, and therefore it is more pain and more understeery. Let's see in turn 1, as we see the CPU going actually up to 60%. Yeah, this is great. This is amazing. Have you heard the ABS? Have you seen us understeer? This is a real improvement. I'm a bit worried on Eau Rouge. Is it flat? Tire's probably still cold, 60 degrees, maybe not in the first lap. It is flat, just about. There's coming a car out of pit roads. Yeah, and now question for the Sunday, 2.4 hours with a hypercar? Or with a GT3? I'm kind of fearing of overseeing something here. Every GT3 that I took out so far has driven plain absolutely natural. Yes, here on the power you can kind of get it a bit flicky. Yes, then 62 cars at Spa. But overall, it's like really understeering, and you really kind of need to make sure to not burn these tires up. Understeering wide. The LMP really not getting by. And we're gonna get sent on with the GT3. Tires now at 77 degrees. They're slowly coming up. There goes the board. Performance is good. Then you can see the CPU performance graph on the right. GPU is always maxed out with my settings per default, so that's fine, but you see no stuttering whatsoever. Yeah, also you saw the slide on the exit is probably a bit, and this is quite low TC already anyway. Let me go even a bit lower to see whether we can abuse it. So Eau Rouge is flat, which is great. Kamil Hassan, I have i9 12900K. So one of the best Intel CPUs built back then in the 12th generation, if not the best. There was a small stutter now. Not sure if one saw. Well, when you're really close to the car ahead, the dirty air is really biting. Go back to the... there the CPU now got up to quite high. Now I have hesitation in the picture, as you can... Is that an OBS issue, I wonder? It appears to be, yeah? Yeah. Oh. So when I go back to the view now, where the screen is being captured by the camera, CPU is quite loaded. Why is that much better in that view? Okay, then the overlay is the issue. Then the overlay is pinging out, I guess. Let me quickly restart that. First of all, take it away. Just to see how the PC performance is doing then. Back to normal as far as I'm concerned. Oops. We let that Porsche go to see about the fixment of dirty air. Oops. So let's see how... Is the overlay still laggy? Shitty. Yeah, OBS is not struggling anymore, right? But I don't have an overlay right there. Yep, it was a PC issue. Like, not a PC issue, it's more software issue. So if I get my layouts back, let me see if it F's up again. I hope not. Yeah, there goes the Hypercar denying the test of the dirty air. Despite I now have low traction control, the more I get pushy, the more I'm going aggressive, I think the more I'm understeering. Apart from this situation, but then the TC still cuts in and kind of pulls me out of the slide. You're welcome, Sep. Thank you for watching it and giving me the feedback. Very good. I like seeing that one. Oops. Blizzaros, thank you very much for your subscription on the YouTube channel and welcome. Yoda, have a good one. Thank you for being with us. So, where car? Where GT3? There, GT3. I need some testing object, right? And then you get dived like that from the Alpine. Needless to say, that traction control is probably a bit weak. Okay, more GT3s, please. There comes the Beamer. Yeah, this is as close as we can get. Will we survive? Au rouge? Or will we die? Uh-oh. I would say that was catchable, wasn't it? New car we need. I still believe it was catchable. Yes, it looked pretty bad, I hear ya. But I think I was turning over aggressively. And if I turn less, I might actually keep it. I'm not gonna say it's going to be an easy move, not at all. Whoa. What the hell? Maybe not with the Corvette. Corvette has unequal top speed. The best thing would actually be behind the Ferrari. And then see how the slipstream is working as well, right? Bludger boy, we can take out the BMW at Spa as well to see the 6th gear. These cars are doing... Oh! What? Where's that Ferrari? Where is that Ferrari? There is a Ferrari just parked with a broken engine, I think. Of course, it must be the last one of them. Where is it? Alessandro Pierguidi. Excuse me real quick. There he is. I think he blew the engine. Or did he run out of fuel? Funny. Or weird. Anyway. Coming back on it. Where is more GT3 drama? I actually need to wait and see. This is LMP2s. We have GT3s even on the track right now. Ah, there we go. Even the Ferrari. No! Stop that Ferrari! Yeah, so guys, you will agree with me cutting the track for R&D purposes. Well, okay. Speaking about R&D, right? Big F. Okay, we need to wait on more GT3s. The question is, how much is my diffuser damaged? Ah, hello. Shit. Maybe I get the present from one of these hypercars. No, I don't. Okay. I am so sorry, guys. I'll just have to do this again. Because I'm a bit too dumb, you know. Better say, maybe as the Ferrari probably comes down the road now, I do something very bad. I do a rejoin. This is hell. Camronali, thank you very much for your follow on the Twitch channel. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. Yes, right with the Ferrari. I just need a... Oh, he's going defensive, huh? Get by. Hold tires, my friend. I'm sorry. We are doing this for research and development purposes. Perfect. So all we need to do now is stay ahead. Oh, this hypercars are deadly. So next hypercar dead. Is he still on it now? Yes, he is. Who are you? Some caddy. Sorry guys, I have to, like, I want to check what's going on with the guys. Huh, they run out of fuel. Is that the case? Indeed, they run out of fuel. Interesting. Dan, you still here? Oh, don't do it. John Corbett, yes, closing the brake ducts, you will gain like a fraction of Straightline speed. So then I'm gonna do a couple of more laps and then I'm actually gonna call it a day. Days of Blunder, it is of course a calculator. But I got a label maker as well. Then, in the free practice here, it seems that hypercars are running out of fuel and then escape. Like they actually press escape. Not sure if it's only hypercars or also... Ach, komm schon. This was the cleanest pass ever done by anyone. So dumb. Hoppa! Ah, this is good. And once again I got stupid rear. Oh. Yeah, anyway, I need a Ferrari. Who's Iron James? That's not a Ferrari. That's not a Ferrari. I want to have a Ferrari, come on. Hey, Scuderia Fantosi, thank you so much for your raid with a party of 23. Freyrom, welcome to the stream. We're doing research and development about do we still die on the... Is that a Ferrari? No, it's not, right? No, it's a Beamer. There comes a Ferrari. Yeah, sorry, I had to do this in order to be that close on the draft. Perfect. We can now do more research and development. No, we can't. Oh my god. No, so you can't still do a move around. Hello. Yes. Can't. Ah, bonk. Okay. So we can't do a move yet. It's the edit dive planes, I'm not sure. Anyway, a couple of more performance laps. Speaking about the tires, and then we're done for today. We really need to confess that it's not possible to take Ferrari GT3, oh, dead Hypercar, through Eau Rouge without dying, when being in a draft, obviously. What do you mean, which is the best of the three of the new... Oh! A Fanval. With Tom Dillman at the wheel. I think the Porsche is potentially the fastest because it's the car that has probably got the most rotation in it. But at the risk of drivability for sure, because it is really on the edge going around the corner. And especially with the rear, that's going to be hard. Like, if the rear starts sliding just like here, you either catch it straight away or it's just biting back, right? This is exactly the point. But don't get me wrong, we are now driving a very aggressively built setup. Means if we're turning in, losing the rear, and we're losing it straight away, then this is exactly what we need, personally, I think. Lemojikan Fu, thank you so much for your follow. So, what I'm trying to say here is, this is what the Hypercar used to be once. If you turned in and you lost the rear, you had to immediately take action, catch in the rear, otherwise spin, otherwise dead. That meant that all the Hypercars has been on the edge of driving it back then, before the update of the 10th December. And this tire model is going a little bit back towards that, meaning GT3s as cars are pretty natural to drive. Means you actually need to rotate the steering wheel to make a corner. It's not like you Scandi flick it in, like even here in the low speed turns you shouldn't really do it. Like, even if we go brake bar is a bit back, let's see how the ABS kicks in. And despite I go off a lot the brake, as you can see here on the telemetry, the car does not rotate. If the ABS is kicking in, you really need to be off the brake in order for the car to rotate. We're gonna see that next lap, and I hope we do a bit of a better braking into turn 1. John, the hypercars will do 3 minutes 11 or 3 minutes 12 without the chicanes and the more. Yeah, here the car now over rotating. That is because I've put the brake bias a lot to the front or to the rear already, trying to somehow initiate the rotation. But if I just do it too much, the rear is coming, and then you immediately wanna counter steer. And you see from the delta, it is not even faster getting the car into a spin here. Not sure if it is possible to outrule that somehow with a setup glitch or something. Probably the eSport people will be able to show us at some point. But it really is, you have to steer for the car to rotate. Yes, you can initiate rotation with a brake, being a little bit on trail braking, but really just a little. Yeah, you feel the rear rotating a bit, but it's not that the rear goes into a slide. As you can see, we still keep turning to the right here, right? And I think as we have that achieved, that means this is a huge improvement of the tyre model itself, I think. What do you think? I'm really interested to hear your opinion down in the comment area below, after the stream as well. Porsche more just about being flat out. Yeah, much better. You still heard a little bit of a drizzle thing from the ABS. So, first conclusion of the tire, to me it appears to be better than before, for sure. Is it perfect yet? Hard to say. Because time will tell. The eSport people are gonna take out the cars, they're gonna rebuild their setup, they're gonna build their setups to be aggressive, to be turning as much as possible, and then they actually will see, can I initiate so much rotation that I can somehow keep the slide? However, from what I've heard, obviously, with the load sensitivity and also the heat build-up process and the heat sensitivity, I think even if you would manage to keep the slide in the beginning, I think once you keep sliding, the surface temperature comes up and then the grip goes down, and then actually you can't keep the slide that way. I'm running ABS 7 out of 11. Yeah, you hear the drizzling of the ABS cutting in every now and then. Lots of understeer. I think what you can do is trying to get the front to be a bit more aggressive mechanically on after the apex, so on the throttle. But I think you need a certain amount of rear stability to keep the car going the right way. Yes, Bono, that could be. But I think the diff is not adjustable in the GT3. Or in this GT3s actually. One more lap, then maybe I quickly have a look at the setup, trying to make it a bit more front aggressive and see how it goes. Because the rear is quite aggressive already to an extent, right? Now, watch the draft. The delta 75, 65, at least 20 thousandths even from sitting that far back, right? Okay, with that car in front I can't do a fast lap anyway, so Back to the garage. Let's see on the setup real quick. What can we do? A rear wing, a click down. Maybe 2 clicks down. Front anti-roll bar, a click down. Suspension, spring rates in the front, 2 clicks down. And that may make the car already aggressive enough. Let's see. Oops. Is OBS acting up now again? Or is it fine? OBS acting up again? Yeah. Then I need to remove that race lap up. That is a bit of a bummer. But okay, lots of stuff is working. Heavy load on the CPU anyway. 62 cars. Let's see how it goes. Part of the stream now is checking whether we can put the car more aggressive to be quicker. And I think we can see a first tendency, right, with a softer front suspension, both ARB and corner springs, 2 clicks less rear wing. This might be deadly here though. Yeah. If you can manage that around, actually maybe by coasting into the comb, there might be a quicker setup. Let's see. We're gonna give it 2 or 3 laps and then end the stream here. Brake rise a click to the front so that it doesn't even kick in that badly. You know, that you don't get the car into such a bad rotation in the first place. The stream still laggy or is it fine now? So Blanchiment is now easily flat, as you've seen. Let's see how the low speed turns is. Probably a bit tricky now on the exits. And then I'm gonna let the lap time speak real quick. Obviously Sector 1 will now be absolutely influenced by the rear wing. And then the rest of the lap will be destroyed by that slow GT3 ahead of us. LMP2 without the rear wing, amazing. Death Trap corner, Puhon. Yeah, need to... it's on the edge as you can see. Well, the lap time is improving. 2/10. Two and a half tenth. I think Blanchiment in third sector in general should be an improvement. I think I was slightly overturning too much on the steering wheel now, pausing understeer. I think that might be vital. But apparently they appear to be improving by 3/10. Good gain here through Blanchiment, obviously, as we don't have to force the car that much as before. Beforehand it was like a real struggle to get the car quick around the turn without understeering too much. And the first lap, it's a 4/10 improvement. Placino, the new Porsche, is very oversteery to me in default conditions. Just because it got the fuel tank on the front, right? So here comes Ferrari Hypercar. Can we snatch up a little bit of a draft? Yes, you can see on the Delta. It's 15, 20, 25 thousandths benefit. Went wide. Sorry, Tom. Tom Drugu, thank you very much for your follow on Twitch. Welcome. We're in this packing in early. Identical. Yeah, so you can see it is already. That was too quick for the turn itself. So you can see making the car a bit more aggressive in the front end is a solution that does work. Makes the car trickier to drive in the high-speed area for sure, but overall performance-wise, I think it's a gain. Still, you must not slide the rear. That stands above it all, I think. I'm gonna try for one more lap just to see if I can get things a bit better together. Like even here, much more understeer. Sebastix, in what way you mean less spread on the top of the leaderboard? Yeah, certainly this on-throttle rotation is gone with that new tyre model, that is for certain. Even the traction control disengage button doesn't improve the rotation. Electron, yes, this is only liveries, 2023 cars. I don't think that the spot means, or that the new tyre model means less spread between competitors, because obviously competitors still have same skill levels. And faster drivers will naturally find ways to drive this fast faster than many other players without trying to be. Obviously I don't want to sound disrespectful here, but you guys know what I mean. Patrick, it used to be a meta on this tire. I don't think it is a meta though. I think we're coming for more improvement. Let's see actually a little bit of long run data. Be patient and wait until you can get down to the power. A little bit of improvement indeed. Cars are now lower for sure with the new tyre model. There is generally a bit less grip. which is fine to me. There's a lot of push understeer going on. Yeah, anyway, guys, I think we're coming close to an end here of the update preview. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you guys are new to the channel, please have a follow and trade subscribers on the YouTube channel. Come on, guys, 11 more likes on the YouTube channel for 200. Press the thumbs up button. Make this community grow. Hit the subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed. We'd massively appreciate you guys' support. And then of course tomorrow we're gonna jump into some of the daily races to celebrate the new GT3s. We're gonna see what we pick. Sound-wise, and with the Porsche. Actually, do we wanna take out the Porsche somewhere again, apart from Le Mans, just to enjoy the Porsche a bit more? Start having some flex in the rig for whatever reason. Sebastics, I don't think that the slip angle is that much of an exploit anymore, to be honest. Which is the overall reason why we have this fix out for the car. Okay, so because we haven't seen it yet, my favorite bits of the circuit at Bahrain. Porque it's McLaren. Michi, what the fuck? Porque continue. I'll give that without any other cars, otherwise I'm just gonna get mad. Yoga, maybe. I think setups will need to be rebuilt anyway, so the quick people are gonna find a way in improving the rotation as much as they can. I'm not doubting. Okay, one final time, a bit more Porsche sounds, and this could be fun now. Dan, personally, I do love it. I think it's an amazing hot lap layout. It's probably not as good for racing, as basically from here on up until turn, like the old turn 11 on the back straight, there is no opportunity for really overtaking, but I admire the technical difficulty. So instead of going the Grand Prix circuit to the right, we turn left here. And then heavy on the brakes. You want to neglect that curb on the right because you have to turn in. Oops, early. You see I have not much experience on that layout. Track limit will be important here, and then you want to stay on that thing. And you have to be patient and wait so long to go back onto the power. And back to the old Grand Prix circuit. That is the F1 layout from 2009 or 2010. And then they considered it's bad for racing, which I totally get. But I love this layout in COTA. I agree. This is probably my favorite addition in terms of track layouts to the game. Like, you know, Mulsanne without the chickens is fine. Then the short thing of COTA takes literally every possibility away to do a move. You need COTA, the longest straights and the hairpins for overtaking opportunities. I would have loved to have the Le Mans circuit not as a, you know, not the street circuit, but the Le Mans race circuit in itself where MotoGP is going on and so on. That I would have loved to have as an addition, instead of just Le Mans without straights. Bugatti, exactly, the Bugatti layout. What else layouts we got? Like, Sebring is kinda okay. Probably still also not my favorite. Oops, no, too hard on the brakes, right? Fuji, the Fuji layout, that is the last thing I need to do. Taking out the Hypercar at Fuji and see how the turn without the hairpin feels now. Plus, we're gonna get 2 or 3 laps in here. This is good fun. It has, honestly, despite it is such a karting Mickey Mouse circuit part, I think it has an amazing flow. If you get what I mean. Obviously lap times are taken very high rates now, but still. Yeah, Dennis, the gameplay with the pet or for the pet players has been improved, so that pet players actually have a good chance enjoying the simulation too. So that's really good. Cillian, thank you so much for your follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, buddy. 2-minute 30 lap times. Okay, I'm gonna give it a lap or 2 more, and then Fuji real quick with a Hypercar, and then we're really done for today. Tonchmax, I wouldn't assume so, but I can't say. Like, I have literally no idea. I think their pricing is out. It's like €6 for the DLC pack. It's not too much. Not really something where I'd be, yep, I need more of a, even more of a discount or whatever. Like, you know, we should also honor the work of the devs. I love that flat 6 engine sound. And honestly, the car balance doesn't feel as bad here with the Porsche. Like, it feels pretty, as I just run right, pretty rotational. And not too oversteery. Pretty pointy as well. Oh yeah, hitting that track limit right is probably the key for a good lap time. I'm looking forward to the Lamborghini as well, from a content point of view. Lambo has awesome V10 engine. So sound-wise it's going to be biblical. Just like this Porsche. So here TC off seems to be a meta in those corners. Because there the TC is really cutting in. But be aware, once you hit that button either the rear goes or you introduce massive understeer. One more lap. There you see I'm triggered with it. Can't help it. It's an amazing game. An amazing addition. So much more to explore. We've spoken about the MFD updates. We've spoken about the overall HUD update. And it's just... this game is getting better and better and better. Ah, almost perfect. That too quick, eh? I'm not gonna lie here, the Porsche's pretty neutral, isn't it? Hey, the Mans Ultimate is watching us. Enjoying the game. Hello there. Ah, the TC off button is dangerous though. Have you seen twice the rear snap and we lost half a tenth? So you need to be really aware and really sure that whenever you hit that button, the rear's not gonna step out on you just like here. Yep, Jan I'm looking forward as well. What is my favorite feature so far on Mans Ultimate? So I think I'm with the HUD. The timing screen, and I'm gonna quickly, and it doesn't look as good, but you see, look at the timing screen, timing relative split sector delta. You have put everything a driver or a performance engineer could ask for into that timing MFD. That's a giga. That is such a huge benefit. The second big thing that I absolutely appreciate is this one. The Delta Target Lap Time Reset. That makes the performance operation, the performance overview and the performance determination so much better when we come into how strong is double stint, how strong is the tire degradation or the fuel effect. You can see that more live when being in the car rather than actually, okay, we do a double stint and then look at the data and then we calculate something and be like, this is not what the car felt like. But then, yeah, you can now get this feeling kinda live. That is a huge and giga addition. And last but not least, and I think this is perfect as in for not having an engineer, you have now a better chance reading the race with the possibility to see the tire choices and the virtual energies level of your opponents in that thing, in that top standings. And of course the overall extension to see now 9 cars, the 4 ahead of you, the 4 behind you, or the top 9, plus the leader at all times. That is probably the update I love the most. The second thing is the Porsche, just because of the sound. The third thing is this particular track layout, because I love the snaky bitty part. And overall, I have to say, and I was a bit skeptic about the tire, but I think the tire is a step into the right direction. I think you can't slide it that much. I mean, you can still slide it, but you're not necessarily faster, but it doesn't hurt if you don't slide it, so that makes the sliding thing just less of a thing, you know? And that is what I'm really grateful about it. So I think if we get this tire somehow onto the Hypercar and get it to work, that would be amazing. Okay. That's it about the update and my ranking. Last but not least, BMW Fuji Speedway without the Chicane. A quick 2-lap shot, then we're done. So who's operating the Le Mans Ultimate tonight? Is it Dan? Is it Ben? Is it Lewis? Who is it? The Ford is pretty heavy, I want to say. And it feels pretty heavy like that. Secrets, copy. Yeah, Le Mans Ultimate, thank you so much for the... Actually, 2 shoutouts again. Shoutout number 1, thank you Le Mans Ultimate for actually enabling me to stream the content prior to the update. That is an amazing privilege, to be honest. And I'm super happy about it. And then the second shoutout goes to Hybride, my manufacturer for my PC. As most of you guys have heard yesterday, my water cooling failed. So the CPU reached 100 degrees literally within nothing. Which is also the reason why there wasn't a stream yesterday. However, I put this machine to the RMA this morning at 9 and was able to pick it up in the evening at 5 again, because the guys have given me a little bit of a priority pass, and I'm super grateful because those guys changing the water cooling quickly have enabled this stream to be happening today in the first place. And they deserve a giga shout out. So if you guys were living in the German, Austrian, Switzerland region and looking for a high-end PC, then Kiwi.de is your address where you should go and get your high-end PC. I've worked there and I know that those guys, they have like 30 or 40 personnel doing built-up installation, manufacturing. They are like, they build a shed load of PCs every day, so. Doubtless the CPU apparently seems to be okay. The only hiccup that I saw now was with the Race Lab app kind of spooling up. But apart from that, I think the CPU power is fine. According, as I understand it, they've also put the CPU under full load for a good hour without hiccups, so they are confident, and when they are confident that the CPU is fine, I'm confident too. The moment I felt the CPU acting up yesterday, I just did a restart, then found quickly that the temperatures are up, and then immediately shut the PC down. So, how to take this turn then? It is like almost a 90-degree corner. It feels amazing though. My only concern is I think it takes a little bit away of an overtaking opportunity, or kind of limited in a way. But then Fuji has only 2 overtaking spots anyway, right? Which is this hairpin, or this undone hairpin, and then turn 1 obviously. Rish, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, coaching. If you want to get your personal coaching, if you want to learn to get quicker, if you want to redefine your lines, if you want to improve your driving technique and get rid of slowing down habits, then feel free to reach out. Mail me, simracing@michi-aya.com for your personal coaching session. We're gonna see a couple of those coaching sessions coming over the next couple of weeks. A couple of them conducted and taped, and I can release them so you guys get an idea of how this looks like, how this is going, how this is working, and then maybe we join the track together here. Yeah, soundless. Actually, it went into heat protection, which is why it slowed down its speed and stuff. Oh yeah, you need to take that curb hard. Goodness me. Getting that corner right takes probably some bravery and a little bit of practice. Anyway, yeah, soundless. Final words on the CPU. It went into slow down mode, so whenever it like cooked up, it reduced its power very much so. Which is like, I got stutters and screen freezes on R-Factor 1 with one single car. I was like, what the hell's going on? So yeah, but that was the CPU acting up and slowing itself down for safety measures. Okay, and with those two shoutouts, I would like to end the day. Guys, thank you for an amazing stream. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining. Once again, if you appreciate this, if you want to see more Le Mans Ultimate content in the future, please have a follow on Twitch, subscribe the YouTube channel, give this stream a like. Thank you for over 200 thumbs up buttons, much appreciated. Jerry 200, thank you for the follow as well. People on Twitch, we're gonna have a raid for you coming up. So a raid, let's see who is live. David John Gibbons, and I'm pretty sure he's running the update as well. So give him a follow, give him a like, enjoy different topics, enjoy different opinions, enjoy different inputs from David John Gibbons. Give him a follow, reach out to him. Have a good time, everyone. See you tomorrow when the update is released to the public. We're obviously going to do daily races, so for those of you that's still sitting on the fence, we're going to have a look together. Until that, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great evening. Bye bye.